You guys ready for Alessia Cara? That wasn't loud enough. Are you ready for Alessia Cara? Ladies and gentlemen, Alessia Cara! Yeah. Oh, sorry.
How are you, my love?
All right. So, this
guys.
is
Hi.
this is.
Hey.
Aw.
How are you? I'm good. Thanks for being here.
This is just like so amazing because selfishly, Roz and I are beyond thrilled to be here and beyond thrilled to be sitting in front of Alessia Cara because we've been following her career and have been able to talk to her about her music at different stages in her career, going from new artist until today, multiple albums, until today, multiple songs until today. So it's just incredible to be a part of following your story since the very beginning. So again, thank you so much for being here with us.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. I always feel really at home when I'm here. Obviously, because I am home, but like in the station particularly. You guys have been always like so sweet. Since
Oh,
the very
who
beginning.
here is from Brampton? Let's hear from Brampton.
Hey, cool.
Brampton in the house. There we
That's
go.
great. Cool. See, really home. That's awesome.
Who's this album for?
Good question. It was originally partly for me, like as a therapeutic thing, but then it's for everybody, I think. I don't want anyone to listen to it and just think that it's an album about my life. I wouldn't have done my job if they're like, oh yeah, this is her life. I want it to be everybody's life, and I want people to pull their own experiences out of mine. And I feel like every feeling has been felt or is being felt at the same time by everybody. So hopefully we can all connect to it in a different way.
When you are thinking about an album, do you kind of block off a certain amount of time and you say, okay, these couple of weeks or these couple of months I'm going to dedicate to writing an album? Or is it an ongoing, like every single day you come up with an idea and boom, you make a note, I'm going to write a song about this or I'm going to write a song about that?
Well, for this album, because I was touring a lot, I didn't really have time to go to a studio and write there. So I just started writing randomly in different places, like on tour, whether it was like the back of the bus or a random hotel room or a hotel bathroom and things like that. And then I set aside some time after I was done writing it, or in the middle of writing it, to be like, okay, now I need to go into a studio, produce this out properly. But I'm someone who's always like just getting ideas. I just don't know where they're gonna go. And then it ended up being these 14/15 songs. It ended up that they were gonna be on this album, or it ended up. Sorry, let me repeat myself. Let me gather myself again. It ended up being this album, is what I was trying to say. But I'm always kind of writing, or coming up with ideas in the back of my head. I just don't know where they're gonna go.
Is this all new, or are there tracks on this record that you sort of had from when you were a kid that just weren't ready yet?
No, I think this has been, I haven't put out an album in 3 years, so I had a lot of stuff I wanted to say over these last 3 years, and a lot of growth that happened, a lot of change that happened, so it just kind of came out of me all at once, and it's still very much relevant to me. I don't really have any old songs that I kept, because I'm not really attached to old songs anymore. You know?
Even the ones that have made the last record? Do you feel differently about other stuff you've done that you still have to perform every night?
Some of them. I think some sentiments will always remain with you. Like, of course, something like Youre Beautiful is a song that I think I'll always be proud of singing. Even here, I love singing here. But then, of course, there are some lyrics that just feel like very 16-year-old of me that I wouldn't necessarily word the same way now. But that's normal. I feel like we all have those things we did back in the day that are like, back in the day. I'm talking like it was so long ago.
I know.
It's like 3 years ago.
I'll let that go.
No, but to
No,
me,
it's fine.
to me, back in the day is like it's just a little bit more back in the day, because from 16 to 22, that's a huge change.
Right.
You know.
Do you have any songs that you keep that haven't been released yet, but you keep going back to because you're like, okay, I have a line for this, or I have a life experience for this, and you know that at some point in your career, you're going to release that one track that means so much to you?
Good question.
Is there one in the vault that's just like an ongoing project?
Good question. I don't know if it's necessarily like an ongoing project, but I do have some songs that I didn't put on this album because they felt a little bit too personal and a little too new that I feel like could be something really cool, but I just wasn't ready to put them out. So they might be on the next one, but that's the closest thing.
Aha, confirmed. There is a next one.
Oh God, yes! It's not the end of my career.
It's not
Hopefully,
Star Wars. A lot
I
of
think it was gonna be over after album 2. I hope not.
No, but like we're announcing it now before album 2 comes out. Get ready for album 3.
I know, that's what I'm doing. I'm already preparing.
so much of your stuff, when you listen to it, sounds like you're listening to your diary.
Really? Oh, cool. Thanks.
And I don't think I'm alone in thinking that. Where do you sort of have your line of what is being open to the audience and then what is almost an overshare to the point of where maybe they won't be able to relate to it, or you fear that people won't be able to relate to it?
Well, that's the thing that I've been really conscious of when making this album is because, you know, my life is very different from a lot of people's now. So it's hard for people to relate to, like, my everyday lifestyle, I guess. So I try not to write too much about being an artist because I don't want this album to just be like, Alessia Cara writes about being an artist that nobody can ever connect to unless you're an artist. So I try to really just focus on the personal aspects and the personal feelings that not only come with being an artist, but that come with being a 22-year-old girl, you know? And because I'm still obviously a normal 22-year-old, there are lots of things to pull from that are relatable to people that are, like, more prominent in my life than, like, the artist stuff, because I'm a human first. So there's a lot of experiences, a lot of emotions that were just weighing on me that I had to talk about, that I know other people go through too.
What about your friends? In terms of friends that you had when you started your career, and are they still friends now? And have you noticed a change in any of your relationships with people that you grew up with because you are this international superstar traveling all the time?
Well, as far as, like, my friends go, they've all been pretty much the same. All been. I have 2 friends. I'm making it seem like I have so many. But the friends that I've kept, the very few friends that I've kept are amazing, and they've been my friends, like, for a very long time. My best friend Olivia has been my friend since I was 10 years old. Since we were 10 years old. So she's still with me every day, and it's the best. So I think those relationships are the real ones that you should maintain. Not that you can't have real relationships after doing this, but it's just a little bit easier to trust people when they've been there for a long time.
And what about friends who think that they're your friend that have tried to contact you and be like, yo, you remember me? We used to hang out at the mall in Brampton all the time.
Yeah. It's funny when, like, they weren't my friend and then they tried to, like, tell me that we were friends, and it's like, but you didn't want to talk to me before.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. And it's even funnier too, like, some people that I was friends with that knew me, that we spoke in school, like, all the time, see me now and they're like starstruck. And I'm like, we were in the same class. Like, you know that I'm a regular person. Why are you being weird around me? Yeah. It's so funny. Like, they'll get so weird and, like, freak out that I remember them. And I'm like, it was 4 years ago. I'm not.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? It's so weird. It's
Talking
like,
about back in the day.
yeah, people think that something happens to you once you, like, this is just my job. We all have different jobs. This is what I do for a living. You know, there's nothing different about it, really.
Are you good at being famous?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
Well, what does that really mean, though?
Well, we see it when people are bad at it.
Okay. Well, I think I'm bad at it, like, emotionally, like, internally. I don't really cope with things very well. Like, being in the public eye and being treated differently by people is hard because I'm so sensitive. I'm a Cancer. Shout out to any Cancers in the world. Emotional, yeah, me. So, yeah, that's kind of hard because I'm always just, like, a roller coaster of emotions, and this life can get kind of hard.
So how do you do you ever want to not be that? It's sort of that sort of thing. The bad part of everything goes along with being able to release great albums and do this kind of thing.
Exactly.
And win awards.
Exactly.
So how do you marry those two?
Well, I started to realize, and it's something I'm still realizing, is that it's almost selfish of me to just be like, well, I hate fame, so I don't want to do it. You know, because there are so many, like, my purpose is so much greater than fame. You know, it's helping so many different people and being a voice for different people around the world. And the only way I can do that is if I'm, like, quote unquote famous or in the public eye. You know, you can't use your platform if you don't have one, or if you're refusing your platform, you know? So what I try to do is just, like you said, marry the two and realize that, yes, there are going to be some downsides to this life, just like there are downsides to every life. But what I get to do and the purpose of what I do and the gift of what I do is so much more fulfilling than all that other stuff.
You were talking about your friends getting starstruck when they see you. being in the music industry and meeting the amount of people that you are able to meet, who do you get starstruck, or who have you got starstruck after meeting for the first time?
Man, everybody. I met Rihanna for like 5 seconds, which was the scariest thing of my life because I love her so much.
Yeah.
And she was just gorgeous and beautiful and amazing, and I was freaking out.
What did she say to you?
She said, "Hi."
And then I was like, hi.
Yeah. And then literally that's all she said. And then I was like, "Hi, you're amazing." She said, "Thank you." And then she hugged me, and I was freaking out. I like went to shake her hand, and then she went for the hug, so we did the awkward thing where I was like, and then, but it was amazing. And then I also met Oprah, which was unreal.
Whoa.
Yeah. And when I met her, she said, "Hi, best new artist."
Aw.
And it freaked me out.
Come
It was
on.
crazy.
Say, and you get a new fridge, and you
No.
get a new car, and you get a new house.
No, but I mean, just the tone of which she said, "Hi, best new artist," was so Oprah. I was like, this is everything I could have asked for in my whole life.
Anytime a kid tells their parent that, I want to be a rock star or pop star or be in music for a living, they worry because it's a terrifying thing for a parent.
Of course, yeah.
Have they stopped worrying?
No, I don't think parents could ever stop worrying, period.
No?
On this. I think maybe a little bit because I'm older now, I'm an adult, and they're kind of used to this life now. But I mean, initially, it was a very scary thing because we were so far removed from anything to do with the music world. Like, it's not like I had parents that were musicians or, we just kind of were thrown into it and like, okay, let's see what happens. So it's any parent's reaction to be a little bit worried. Like throwing your kid to the wolves almost. But it's not really as bad as it seems. It's great.
When you come back home, back to Toronto, back to Brampton, and you're doing things like this, do you stay at home at your house?
I do, yeah.
Do your folks make you do chores?
Yeah.
You still have to do stuff?
All the time.
You're like, I don't have to do that. I got awards.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, I'm from an Italian family, so I don't think that's even a thought. Like, they're like, nope, we don't care. That's not a thing.
So before coming here, did you have to do any chores at home?
Before coming here?
Yeah.
Not today. I kind of slept in today, but usually, yeah. It's my job to always set the table for dinner. We always have to have dinner together, so that's been my job since I was like 3, setting the table, cleaning.
Manja.
Yes, that's all. It's important. Italian family. I hate setting the table though. I've hated it since I was 2 years old.
Yeah. Like, I got
Carrying
awards. I don't have to
glasses
do
at
this.
2 years old. Yeah, no. I wish that was.
It doesn't work.
Not the case.
At what point do you start having to make new dreams because so many of your dreams have come true?
I mean, I think you always gotta have something to work towards. You can't just be like, well, I have this now, so forget about everything. There's always things I want to accomplish, even just in my personal life, like just as a human. Like I want to be a mom one day. That's always been a goal of mine. Obviously not now, knock on wood.
Wait till you hear the album.
Track 6.
Mom.
Track 6. It's called My Mom's Gonna Be a Grandma.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, that couldn't even be farther from possible. So I don't know if that's like unfortunate or fortunate. But anyway. Yeah,
On to the next question,
on to the
everybody.
next question. No, there are personal like goals that I want to have, and just even as a musician, like I want to keep making albums that people enjoy, and I always want to be that artist who has albums people remember years and years from now. So that's the goal for me.
You want to take some audience questions?
Sure. Sorry, Sorry, I thought you were gonna say.
No. We're
Oh,
gonna.
sorry.
We're gonna.
We're looking
Whoa, yeah.
for.
We're gonna-
I feel like Phil Donahue. We're looking for Barb and Christina. Is Barb and Christina
Barb and
here?
The price is right.
There we are
Come
up
on.
top.
Come on down.
No, but don't because he's coming up, obviously.
Oh yeah, don't. Where are you? Are you Barb? Christina? Do you remember your question? Do you want to read it? Okay, there you go.
Want to read it?
Okay. Hello.
If you weren't a singer, an amazing one at that, what would you be?
Thank you, first of all. And good question. This is hard because I feel like music is the only thing I'm good at, really. So I wouldn't be very good at anything else. But for a while, I used to think like teaching might have been a cool thing, like being a teacher or working in psychology, philosophy, which like there are no jobs in philosophy. I remember when I applied to university, when I thought that was going to be my life for a sec, I applied to like philosophy courses. And it's like, what job are you going to get in philosophy that's not like Socrates?
Philosophy teacher?
Yeah, maybe, yeah. So I would probably just say maybe a teacher, like teach philosophy or psychology or something. Yeah.
Do we have a Sarah? Is there a Sarah in the house with an H? Sarah,
Sarah with an
is this
H.
yours? Oh, there you go. Do you want to read it? There you go.
Hi, Alessia. Thank you
Hi.
for inviting everyone.
Thank you.
My question for you is, what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind as a musician?
Good question. I guess I kind of touched upon it, but I've always been a huge, huge fan of people's albums. I'm an album artist, I think, or I hope to be one. So for me, the legacy that I'd want to leave behind is just having great bodies of work that people remember that would still be relevant years and years from now, you know, that help people throughout whatever generation. That's the goal for me. That's how I want to be remembered. But yeah.
Is there a Nadia? Do we have a Nadia here? Is this yours right here? Yeah. Okay, there you go.
Hello.
Hi.
I'm surprised my question got chosen. So I really like your hair all the time. So
Oh,
I wanted
thanks.
to know, what hair products do you use?
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Well, my mom is a hairdresser, so anytime you see my hair looking like somewhat okay, it's because of my mom, because I don't really do it that well. But what I do is, oh my gosh, I've never gotten this question. Let me think. So sulfate-free shampoo and conditioner is really important. I don't know why, but I know it's good for curly hair. And then I just put a little bit of mousse in it. And the key actually is when it's wet, don't dry it with a towel. Dry it with a cotton T-shirt or something that's cotton, because anything like towel material will make it frizzy. So then I just flip my hair over, scrunch it with the towel, and then put mousse in it. I forget what I think it's by Garnier, the Fructis one. The Fructis. The Garnier Fructis mousse. Can you get it at your local wherever? And then just scrunch your hair, flip it over, and then I use a diffuser. It's like the thing that you put at the end of like the hair dryer, and then I just diffuse my hair like this. That's what I do. Did that help at all? Probably not.
Everyone after this, they're all running out to Walmart, and they're all buying cotton shirts and mousse.
Yes.
And Garnier Fructis.
Garnier Fructis, yeah.
Do we have a Nate? Nate, you're great. Do we have a Nate? Is this yours? Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Hi.
Hello.
What is your most memorable moment in your career?
This is tough. Okay. I think I got to tour with Coldplay like 2-ish years ago or a year and a half ago. You were there? Oh, cool. They're amazing. That was probably one of the most memorable things I've ever done. And I could probably say the same for my band and my team as well. I don't think any of us had done anything like that before. And just like getting to tour every day with tour the world with your favorite band of all time is the craziest experience. And just everybody was so nice and so sweet, and just getting to talk to Chris Martin and everybody, it was just one of the most surreal, amazing experiences in my life. Like, I'll take that with me forever, honestly.
Did you see the trailer for the documentary?
For which documentary?
The Coldplay documentary?
There's a Coldplay documentary?
Yes, there is.
Am I in it? No, I'm just kidding.
yeah.
Yeah, just kidding.
As
That's
I was
so
saying that, I was
cool.
like, oh, don't bring that up.
No, oh my gosh. Why would I be in the Coldplay documentary? I have no part in their success whatsoever. They have a huge part in mine. But no, I haven't seen that. I would love to see that. They're so interesting.
It looks incredible.
I gotta watch that.
Did you get any advice from anyone in the band?
Yeah.
Spending all that time touring the world. You talk
Yeah.
about, obviously, career, songwriting. What kind of advice did you ask? Did they give? What was conversations like?
Yeah, I mean, talking to Chris was amazing. Chris, you know, my BFF, gets it, first name basis. Talking to him was crazy because he's just a wise person in general, but then just being a young artist, just getting to absorb everything, not only that he said to me, but that he was just doing on stage, watching him on stage, seeing how he treats everybody on his team so kindly, so amazingly. But he's told me a lot of things, like, I'm trying to think of a specific one. When he was talking about songwriting, he said that songs are already in the air, and then we're just vessels for them to like pick them up out of the sky and write them. And I thought that was really interesting because that's what it's like. You know, ideas are all around us, and I took that with me because it takes the pressure off of songwriting when you think of ideas as just them already being there, and as our purpose as songwriters to just be vessels for those things to come out. I don't know. I thought that was really cool, inspiring. But he said so many things that were just like mind-blowingly wise.
I want to talk real quick about the music videos for Growing Pains and Trust My Lonely.
Cool.
With the oversized suits,
Yeah.
right? Is that going to be an ongoing theme for music videos that you're going to be releasing for this particular album?
Yes, for this album, yeah. Definitely. I'll have a few more visuals, I hope, in in the next couple of months, and I'm gonna have the suit in all of them because I felt like I wanted a common thread throughout this entire album, a common visual thread, and to me, just finding this almost character, which is me, but this character that has this like giant suit on really symbolized what growing up can feel like. Because to me, I often feel like a little kid or a little girl who's just stuck in this very big responsibility and this big circumstance that's like too big for us. And I feel like that's what adulthood can feel like for a lot of us who just have to grow up really fast and we're just stuck and we feel like we're drowning in this giant caricature, hyperbolized version of adulthood. So that's what the suit means to me.
And is it also because people tend to comment a lot on what people wear?
Yeah.
And is this something that you're comfortable talking about where you actually, there's a point to it as opposed to just somebody picking an outfit in a video apart?
Yeah, and that's something I've gotten a lot of flack for my clothes, like from my whole career since I started. People just always make fun of me for the way I dress, which is regularly, and like I dress like a lot of people dress, but apparently someone who dresses normally in like the pop world is not okay. So yeah, like I'm always making some sort of statement with what I do, and the fact that people would tell me that just makes me want to dress the opposite of what they like on purpose. Right. So even this suit was kind of a way to be like, this is what I'm going to wear for all of it, so you can't even judge what I'm wearing. And if you're going to judge what I'm wearing, you're judging something that I did artistically. And it's
Which
like,
almost makes it easier.
yeah, it does. And it's like, you know, like you're going to judge me for, you say that I have ugly clothes. Like, let me put on this giant ugly man suit and then see what you're going to say. Now what?
Yes.
Now what are you going to do?
Now what are you going to do?
Right?
You know? Yeah.
This was on purpose.
This was on purpose this time.
You've
It's
thought
art.
a lot about this.
Yes.
That makes you weird.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Want to take when it comes to actually sitting down and specifically writing a song.
Yeah.
What we're about to hear tonight. What is your very specific process to this? What were you doing before all of this happened? How do you write?
I write differently for every song. It just depends where I am. Because like I said, I was touring a lot for this album. We're in the middle of the writing process of this album. So I just kind of find random quiet spaces to write in. I can't write in front of people because I'm really shy. So I just find little corners and little places to write in on tour, whether it's like bathrooms, hotel rooms. I love writing like in my bathtub. That's just like a place that I
Does
like
like
to
a room
write.
have to be lit a certain way, smell a certain way? Do you need a specific guitar or chair? What do you need?
I just like writing in small spaces, I find. I didn't realize that it was a pattern until I look back on it. It's like, wow, I do write in tiny spaces. I guess because like there are less distractions when you're like in a bathtub or in a shower or like in a corner of some sort. There's not much to look at, so you're focused on writing, I guess, and how you're feeling.